if all the snow and ice in the world melted,
Yeah?
how much would sea levels rise?
And I thought it would be around 8 meters. And you told me?
Bill Bryson, a short history of nearly everything,
Right.
if you collate his figures, you come to about 73 metres.
Right.
I've also read elsewhere, I can't remember the references, 83 and 84 metres.
Right.
The point being that a 1 or 2 metre rise isn't that significant.
No, no, no.
And a 2 metre rise would mean a load of Scouse climate migrants coming up here in wet duvets and full
Yeah,
wellies,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
possibly with a gun.
True. Yeah,
Or
yeah.
possibly just hungry.
Mm.
How do we react? Do we shoot them? Or is there some community British spirit
No,
left
no,
where
that's,
we
yeah,
look
yeah.
after each other?
Right.
Yeah.
And which do you think it would be?
I think we tend, despite what we say in immediacy and despite the way the media teaches us to think in terms of it being easy to kill, I think we are great team formers and great survivors.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And teams are a lot stronger than individuals.
Right.
And there'll be
Is
a lot of
this,
that
you
going on.
talking about humans or the British?
Humans.
Humans.
But British in particular, perhaps.
Yeah, yeah.
Although we have changed. But
Now, this figure you're coming up with, have you got anybody who's notable, who's actually stood up and stated this figure?
Bill Bryson,
Yeah.
nearly everything is a brief and fairly simple overview of science.
Well, that's what worries me. Is it, how reliable is it?
Well researched. I think James Lovelock. I'm sure he'd back those figures up if you contacted him.
Has he not come out and?
Recently, he made the point that because of the albedo effect, which is the planet absorbing or the sea absorbing heat because it's grey coloured, rather than reflecting it because it's white.
Right.
Because of the Arctic ice sheet melts.
Yeah.
So we're absorbing a lot more heat than reflecting it. Having done these figures, which he's very good at doing, I believe. Some say he's the best British scientist ever.
I believe so.
Better than Newton, some suggest.
Yes.
He reckoned that the albedo effect was as big, if not bigger, than any human forcing of the temperature.
Yeah.
Doubling up.
Yeah, yeah.
And honestly suggested that if he did manage to live another 10 years, he was very likely to see some dramatic effects of this climate change.
Now they get this explosive effect that the heat goes up, therefore more ice melts quicker, and
an acceleration, feedback loop, and but it's not a question of panicking; it's a question of preparing.
Yeah, but what bothers me is that you get these reports where they got massive amounts of ice that have melted, yet nobody seems to bat an eyelid. So I'd see the opposite of panicking is just totally ignoring it. Do you not get that feeling from the general public?
I think there's a lot of debate about, with the scientists, whether it's
right or not.
Yeah, are they all too heavily influenced by grants? Looking for climate change. But I mean, and if you believe in this conspiracy sort of thing, you must tend surely to believe that the Apollo landings on the moon were also a bit of a scam.
Well, okay. Yeah.
But quite simply, you don't need a scientist to interpret the figures for you. All you've got to do is look at pictures from the satellite of the Arctic sea ice and how it melts in summer, builds up in winter. And if a graph is drawn, it's every summer there's less and less and less.
Yeah, but this is where I think people become suspicious when the graph is drawn.
Well, just look at the pictures.
Yeah, okay.
Pictures,
yeah.
And there's less and less there. In the
yeah,
summer.
I've got these images of polar bears finding their way across ice sheets because there's no ice sheet to walk on.
Well, less and less, yeah.
Yeah,
and
in the Arctic.
Listen to the Inuit in Greenland.
Right.
And what they say about the hunting grounds and their ability.
Right. Well, that would be reliable. Now I'm intrigued why
they're not being bought off by some anti-oil industry.
I'm intrigued.
There's a lot of disinformation being put about.
Yeah.
Partly funded by the oil companies on the quiet, ExxonMobil being the naughtiest one.
Right.
You even have people like David Bellamy
Yeah.
denying climate change. But
Now,
when
why did he do that?
he maybe likes notoriety, perhaps.
Yeah. Okay.
But when you chase up his references, as George Monbiot is very good at doing,
Yeah.
you found that they were going back to this research group that was funded by ExxonMobil,
Right.
and what they'd done, they'd taken some results and just reversed them.
And why would an oil company want to hide this?
Well, the oil burning fossil fuels is the root cause of carbon dioxide.
Right. So that's connected with the global warming.
Yes.
Which is related to it's the same issue, but
yeah. The interesting thing about carbon dioxide, you think, the solution to pollution is dilution, we used to think. However, carbon dioxide only makes up something like 1/200th of the atmosphere or less. It's a very small part of the atmosphere, and so it doesn't take that much volume to increase it.
Right.
How much
Okay.
CO2
Yeah.
So.
And to dramatic effect, we believe, or some people believe.
Well, we need to change our ways, and very quickly, quite dramatically. But we are very capable of adapting. We're perhaps more adaptable than rats.
Yeah.
Once we're motivated and pointed in the right direction.
This is the difficult one.
Yeah. Do
you think we ever will be motivated enough?
It might have to come to the stage